Yo, what's going on, guys? Tactical Serial, and welcome back to the Balance Change Ideas. And today I'm joined by Nova. You can talk now. And you're not
What's
even.
that?
I was just saying my intro. I was just saying that you were here.
I
And.
know, it's holding back the laugh.
Oh, okay. You were holding back the laugh. Ha ha. Jack. Alright, so we're going to start off by reading some comments on my channel, and then we'll talk about some cards that we think also should be changed. So, I'm just going to go in order. So, the first one is by a guy named Ya Boy Jax. He says that you should... Actually, he got a comment from someone. Let's see. He says, either keep the Valkyrie at 4 Elixir and make her 2-shot by P.E.K.K.A, or keep her the same and up to 5 Elixir. So, any thoughts on this, Mr. Nova?
First off, would that be a buff or a nerf?
It's nerf. Because they want her to either nerf her health or make her 5 Elixir. So, I want to see what you think before I talk about what I think. And by the way, the other comment...
I think... Because what is she right now? Is she like 3 shots at P.E.K.K.A?
I think so.
I think the 5 Elixir would be better because she's a really tanky card in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean... her win rates have been not that great, but she's a frustrating card to go against. So I mentioned this before. I kind of wanted her reworked because in Clash of Clans she actually has a pretty fast movement speed. But then I'd say like nerf her health or something like that. That's what I did in the last one. But I don't think she should be nerfed to 5 Elixir. I think that's just a little bit too much because I think 4 Elixir is suits her perfectly. I just think that if you want to, I don't think she needs a direct nerf, but if you want to rework her to make her faster but less health or less damage, that's fine with me. Or you can make her 5 Elixir, but you just have to give her the movement speed buff because that's just not fair to nerf her when I don't think she's that overpowered. And the comment, by the way, from the other guy said no, but yeah, that's just my thoughts.
If I had to pick one or the other, I would definitely pick the 5 Elixir, but I think that she's balanced because, like, there's other cards that you can just, like, either cancel out or get, like, positive trade.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, Mini P.E.K.K.A, for example. You can just throw that down as another 4 Elixir. You can just trade with that.
That's true.
But,
yeah, Valkyrie's, like, one of those splash cards, but you got, like, a Mega Knight Jump. You got Fireball. I mean, there's obviously better choices, but... I mean, I understand why people get frustrated over the Valkyrie because she's tanky. She can counter a Mega Knight jumping. Yeah, I could see it. All right, let's move on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so this guy, 69 exclamation point solo. He says that the Goblin Hut is a joke. Level 9 Earthquake owns max level hut. The Furnace is 4 Elixir and has the same duration and more health than the Goblin Hut. I don't know if that's true or not, but I believe him. So the Goblin Hut doesn't deserve to be 5 Elixir. Thoughts?
With its like spawn rate and everything, if anything, I'd make it 4 Elixir before you just say that this is a dirt 5 Elixir. I think because if you were to say make it 3, it's just at that point you're just paying a little bit more to get a little bit more.
Yeah, he's talking
goblins.
Yeah, he wants it 4. It's 5 right now, and he wants it to go down to 4. So.
Okay. I think 4 is good. I think maybe buff its health a little bit if you're going to keep it at 5. If you're just going to keep it the exact same way it is, bump down to 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm on board with this. I think the Goblin Hut's kind of trash, and I don't know if it does, but I feel like Furnace is also not that great, but Goblin Hut is definitely really bad too because all the buildings all the spawners except for Tombstone are really not that great. Tombstone's are really good right now. The rest are not that great. But yeah, I think Goblin Hut. Yeah, Tombstone is ever since that rework has been really good. Barbarian Hut not that great. It was overpowered at one point, but it's been getting nerfed. Goblin Hut's just not really been that great. Furnace was good when the Fire Spirits got reworked, but then now not that great again. But Goblin Hut's definitely the worst. Yeah, I'm totally on board with the health buff. If they keep it 5 Elixir or 4 Elixir, I'm on board. I agree. So
at least in my arenas, I'm not really running into any other buildings, and maybe Tesla and Kin at that point, and I'm in Chapter 1, so
yeah. All right. He also has another comment. He says, "Wait, hold on." Oh, okay. So he says that Spear Goblins suck. All the cards with multiple targets hit one, they one-shot or kill a swarm. The additional spawn of 3 Spear Goblins after HUD is damaged are useless, and they can't even reach and hit Tesla. And then he also says that 5 Spear Goblins can't even kill any spirit and that they get one shot by them too. Thoughts on the spear goblins?
I would say maybe if you're gonna like, I wouldn't say that they're trash because there is definitely some uses for them, like like taking out a graveyard of it if someone spawns it. If you have spirit goblins, you can use that. If you're gonna buff it at all, I would definitely say like increase its range by like a tile or two, just so like it can maybe like hit a Tesla before it gets zapped.
Yeah.
But honestly, I have no ideas for it.
I don't think spirit goblins need a buff. I think they're actually underrated because they can deal some damage to air. They hit air. Normal goblins suck. Okay, like 2 Elixir goblins, those are bad. But spirit goblins are underrated in my opinion. They can hit air. They got range. Even though their damage isn't too great, I honestly think that for 2 Elixir they're kind of balanced. So I don't think they need a buff. But
I mean, yeah, and like for 2 Elixir, you're only gonna get.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much value out of it.
Take out 4 Elixir Tesla.
And then there's a couple of other comments, but those are about like what the other people said, so I'm not going to really react to those. We'll move on to this guy that says, Giant Skeleton needs a buff, at least a slight reduction buff, and no more splash card buff, even when Wiz just be like that way, or a ladder will be full of all splash deck. Let Wizard be a pro level scene in GCS. Okay, this comment's kind of confusing, but he wants the Giant Skeleton buffed, but I don't really think he gives a great reason why he wants it buffed, but what do you think about the Giant Skeleton?
I'd say if you're gonna buff it at all, like buff its bomb to maybe doing the same amount as like I don't know, like a balloon bomb whenever it dies.
Well, it does more. It does a lot more.
Like hit wise, maybe do like a little bit faster at hit speed. I don't really think it's that bad. Health is pretty decent for its card. You get them like Arena 2, so
yeah,
you're gonna get so much out of like those type of cards.
Yeah, I think the Giant Skeleton's trash. Like the Death Bomb, like obviously when it was really good, you could just tornado and everything would die. The bomb can't even one shot an Ice Wizard, and the Ice Wizard doesn't even have that much health. So I think the Death Bomb should be buffed a little bit. And I mean, it's not easy to like dodge. Like you're gonna get hit if you kill him right on top, but I feel like
like throwing something like a swarm or like even like a minion horde or something on it.
Yeah.
At least 3 of those minions are gonna die from it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think if he becomes too strong again, just nerf the Crown Tower, because if you didn't know, the bomb does double damage to Crown Towers. But you can slightly nerf that, maybe nerf it to like 75% while buffing the death damage. I just think it should one shot an Ice Wizard or deal more damage. It just doesn't deal enough damage anymore. Alright, the next one is a wizard rework idea, and there's a lot of replies on this one, so I'm gonna pull this up. Okay, but so he gave an actual like wizard rework idea, and this is at level 11 stats. So he says the health, it should be at buff from 720 to 1152. The damage should be nerfed from 281 to 265, and the hit speed should be nerfed from 1.4 seconds to 1.6 or 1.7 seconds. Thoughts?
I think for 5 Elixir, I'll definitely say like buff its damage like a little bit. I mean, it's still a good card, but like personally, I use it and I don't really say like I need to buff it. I mean, it's you're kind of getting for what you use.
I mean,
if that makes sense.
The Wizard on Grand Challenge has been the worst card in forever, and I've always talked about like reworking it to 4 Elixir. I mean, I do and don't agree with a couple things. One, I don't think he needs a damage nerf. I think his damage is fine. In fact, he might be a damage buff. I don't agree with a damage nerf and a hit speed nerf, because then you're nerfing the DPS by a lot, and that's really not going to help him. But if I'm okay with the health buff, but you can't nerf the damage and the hit speed.
Oh, health too, yeah.
Yeah, you can't nerf
health
both.
Too, yeah, definitely.
It's a big health buff.
I don't even know how much I would increase it. I would say maybe like put it a little bit less, so like same health as like a mini P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah, I don't know how much health a mini P.E.K.K.A. is.
It's pretty balanced. I could pull up Clash now, so I have it at least open.
I mean, yeah, you can tell me some information. Like, I don't know. Like, try and pull up the stats for level 11 cards, though, because that's probably what we'll base it off of. So,
what site do you use for those cards?
Royale API. I'm on YouTube right now, but I'll be on Royale API after I finish these comments. But yeah, I don't know how much health a mini P.E.K.K.A. has at level 11. If you're going to pull that up, you want to tell me?
I am, yeah. And it's what again? It's... Okay.
How much health does a level 11 mini P.E.K.K.A have?
Um,
You gotta hit that button on the bottom right of the screen. It'll tell you what the stats are at level 11.
bottom right. I knew that definitely.
Okay.
I know. I'm looking a little bit. Okay. Trying to find wizard at least.
Yeah, the wizard's health is right now 720, so at level 11, according to this guy anyway.
Okay, there we go. Just found mini P.E.K.K.A.
Okay. There's only one more comment after this, actually. Kind of blazed through it.
Okay, mini P.E.K.K.A. It says 1,307 or 1,361.
Yeah, that's not what the wizard should be. That's too high. I'd say around like.
I'd say 1,250 if anything.
I think that's still a little too high. I mean, I think he needs a health buff. He's at 720 right now, but definitely give him like a slight health buff or something like that. Maybe 1,000, 1,050. But I don't think he needs that much.
What is he at right now?
720.
720. All right. All right. What else is there?
All right, last one. Everyone's favorite one that we talked about. Packers should have at least a 5% more faster movement speed. All right, thoughts?
Oh my god. Okay, where do we start on this? Like, where do we start? You start on this one.
I don't know. I'll start. No way. I'm sorry. I mean, Macaroni, you're obviously one of my biggest viewers, but I'm sorry I have to disagree with you. There's just no way. It's literally impossible. Like, P.E.K.K.A's a defensive card, and giving him 5% movement, or her a 5% movement speed buff is just crazy. Like, she's gonna get to the tower even faster, and obviously if she gets to the tower, that's like GG. Like, the tower is gone, and yeah, there's just no way. I mean, I can literally demonstrate. Let me do a demonstration like right now. I can, for my viewers. I'm standing here. This is now, and then with the 5% movement speed buff. I mean, like, there's just no way. What about you, Mr. Nova?
I just have to agree with you because going off of Grand Challenge stats, I mean, it has 3,700 health.
Yeah,
it starts out at a minimum of 2,350 at level 6, and then at level 15 mirrored would be 5,400 damage. So yeah, there's just no way they can give a car with that much tankiness to it that much of a speed buff.
Exactly.
Like, it's slow already. It's not like very slow or anything. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
So much you can get out
yeah,
of
I'm sorry, Macaroni. I know you like my channel, but there's just no way. Like that's crazy talk in my opinion. There's just might be one of. Sorry, I have to say this. This might be one of the worst balance change ideas I've ever heard in the history. There's just no way. I mean, I feel like there's not a bunch of nerfs in my opinion, but I want to hear any cards you have. I mean, I might have a couple of cards I want to talk about, but let's hear your thoughts on a couple, maybe one or two cards.
So I got one idea for a card.
All right.
I think that E-Giant should have the same spawn time as what a Golem does.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Honestly, I hate going against the E-Giant. It's obviously one of the most frustrating cards to go against. And obviously, when it was released, it was awful because of the shock damage, like from the back, his backpack. It dealt the same damage no matter what. They changed that problem, and he's really tanky as well. But yeah, I feel like when they bridge spam him, there should be like a delay before, because then it's just gonna go right to the tower and start dealing damage. It's hard to counter, but yeah, I'm totally on board with that nerf.
I'm thinking also, like, maybe, because, like, if you're throwing in, like, a 3 times Elixir kind of challenge, and someone can just keep on throwing down that E-Giant just over and over and over again, like, if they take out, like, one of your Princess Towers, and they have, like, that control of, like, that first, like, was that a third, maybe, of your side, if they can just keep on cycling that E-Giant, I just don't really get it.
Yeah. All right.
Another thing that I think is maybe Lightning having 4 attacks instead of 3. Like 4 shocks.
I mean, I understand. Lightning's pretty good right now, but it's only to counter the Archer Queen. But Lightning, I mean, Rocket, I think Rocket does more damage and it can hit a bunch of splash, but Rocket's overused in the spellbait decks, which is why it has such a bad win rate. Lightning has a good win rate, but again, it's only the counter of the Archer Queen. But,
Number 14.
I mean, I don't know about this one, honestly. I think Lightning is kind of a balanced spell, one of the more balanced ones. Like, obviously, spells over-dominate like every meta, because spells are really useful. Like, Fireball, obviously, is probably one of the best spells. Giant Snowball is extremely underrated. It's way better than Log and Zap, in my opinion. But Lightning, I think Lightning's balanced. I mean, I would not mind it, because you don't really, I don't see it that much, but it's used mainly to counter the Archer Queen, but you're only going to get 2 hits off of it. Sometimes you don't even get 3, but I really wouldn't care if this buff existed, because I don't think it's going to really affect Lightning too much. So that's my thought on Lightning.
One other thing is I'd probably say just change 3 Musketeers a little bit because it's 9 Elixir, and at that rate, you're better just putting down 1 Musketeer, and then if they Fireball, just mirror it.
Yeah, it's true. The thing is about 3 Musketeers, the decks they are using are pretty good because they're really underrated and can actually be really useful. They got good win rates, but they don't really get a lot of usage. And I don't really know how to change the 3 Musketeers because without changing the Musketeer, because at one point the Musketeer was really strong, and then I believe she got buffed in the last balance changes. I forgot what she got a buff to, but I'm pretty sure she did. And obviously that's going to affect the 3 Musketeers. I don't know how to balance them out, but if you guys have anything in the comment or anything, let me know in the comments because I don't know.
I would say have them spawn a little bit more spaced out so someone just can't like fireball them.
I'm on board with that. Kind of make them like more Royal Recruit spaced or something like that. Maybe not that far, but
like that or like something where it's like if you're going to get any of them with fireball, you're going to get 2 of them.
That's what they do. They try to split them up, but once you put them down all 3 on one lane, that's where Fireball is just going to come in or a spell. All right, you got any other cards you want to talk about? I got like 1 or 2 maybe.
I'm looking through another site right now, Deck Shop Pro, see if that has anything.
Okay.
See anything that catches my eye. While I'm looking, what is the one card that you're talking about?
So I want to talk about. I've talked about it before a lot of times. It's the Firecracker, but the Firecracker obviously been one of the lower. It's really frustrating card to deal with. But I have one problem is I feel like the main problem with why her win rate's so low is because she activates King Tower with her attack because she gets distracted easily, and then the cone projectiles travel so far that they actually activate the King Tower, and that's my biggest problem with the Firecracker. So I kind of like wanted her reworked where you have to like fix that bug or like, I don't know, but that's like my biggest problem with the Firecracker. She activates King Tower. What are your thoughts on that?
I think maybe either make it where it's like she has to be hit with like an E-Spirit or something in order for her like change targets. Okay. Or like make like her kind of spread a little bit tighter where it won't hit King Tower.
Yeah.
But it'll still do damage.
I'm on board with that. Just anything to make her not activate the King Tower. That's my biggest problem. And
yeah.
I don't really.
Any other cards?
I do have. I'll talk about the Battle Healer. So I've talked about her as well. If you've watched previous videos, viewers, but I've talked about it many times, saying that she doesn't deal enough damage because she's only really used paired with the Elixir Golem, which is also really bad as well. But I feel like she should deal more damage but heal less. That's just my biggest problem. And she's more of a support card rather than a damage dealer. So that's my problem with the Battle Healer. I think she just needs that rework. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, like personally, like I went against a Battle Healer E-Barbs deck earlier.
Yeah, I've seen that deck too.
I didn't have Fireball and Cycle during the time, so it was a struggle to kill that. So
yeah,
I definitely say I'm on board with you.
Yeah, if Battle Healer gets in a good deck and she could be like the hard carry in a deck if she keeps hitting, but if she's alone, she's kind of useless because she doesn't deal much damage. I don't like her mechanics. I think they're whack. All right, well, I don't got anything else to talk about. I mean, I could talk about the Eagleum, but I don't think I really need to talk about that because the Eagleum's pretty trash. But what about you? Anything you got?
don't think so. No, not really.
No?
That's on the Super Lava Hound.
Well, I actually haven't played. I didn't play that challenge actually, so I kind of died out. But I do know what it does. Obviously, it's not a real card because it was only using the challenge. But damn, that thing looked overpowered. Literally split into 2 lava hound, and then it splits into lava pups. That's kind of crazy, especially when you pair that with a balloon or something like that. Yeah.
And it's raged.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of OP. My God, kind of wish I did that challenge, but I dozed off and it didn't do it.
Are there any cards that you would buff elixir wise? So like you would like increase their elixir, or I guess you kind of.
Well, yeah, it's technically a nerf. I don't really think so. I don't. What about you? Got anything? Because I think they're
So maybe buff E-barbs to 7.
And why?
Nerf E-barbs to 7 because them alone, like if they're just like focused on the Princess Tower, they can just take out a Princess Tower alone, not counting rage.
That is true, but they can.
And then that would make E-barbs rage then go to 9 elixir instead of 8 elixir.
I mean, I understand that, but I feel like E-barbs have way too many counters. The best one probably being like the Mega Knight or something. Sparky can be really good. Like anything air can be really good. They can be countered easily, so I don't really agree too much with the 7. But I do rage though. I don't like rage or how it works. My brother just walks in my room for some reason, stupid. But yeah, I don't like how rage works because rage, like lumberjack, balloon, the rage is the hardest carry. Because I've talked about it before, where I want rage like reworked, where you buffed one of the stats, the speed or the attack speed, buff one of that and remove the other. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say also unpopular opinion. Get rid of Heal Spirit, add Heal back.
I mean, the thing about Heal Spirit is, right, when it came out, absolutely broken, and then they nerfed it a couple times, still way too broken, and then they nerfed how much damage, it couldn't even one-shot skeletons, trash, and I guess it's okay. Its win rates are good, but I've seen YouTubers say it's still trash, but I mean, I don't think there should really be anything that heals. My brother has to be an asshole and walk in. But yeah, I don't think there really should be cards that heal. That's just me.
Are there any other things that you would change?
Honestly, no, I don't think so. I mean, I want to hear what my comments have to say. That's what I like to hear the most is my comments. But yeah, I don't really got anything else. And you?
Just trying to make sure that I don't have anything else. No, not really.
Nope. All right. I think that's a wrap up then. We're going to wrap up this video.
Sure thing.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And thank you for Nova for coming on. And you'll probably see him a lot more because, great Clash Royale player himself as well. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.